So you're afraid to go off-grid just because you have an electric vehicle? Well, that's why you have Real Life Tesla. We're gonna show you how you can go off-grid, enjoy Mother Nature, and still survive an electric vehicle. This is gonna be cold, I can see it now! Enjoy your day, and thanks for watching Real Life Tesla. Okay, good morning. We are getting ready to go on our trip. We're going camping and canoeing this week, and so I thought I'd document this excursion for you because we charged to 100%, which actually gave us 300 miles on our charge last night, and we are going to be gone for a week, and our goal is to see how much drain we'll have while we're parked, what kind of things we encounter while we're there that would cause battery drain. It's about 114 miles down to Huza Valley resort, and we are going to kind of document it for you a little bit along the way. So the first thing we kind of want to do is go to our trip odometer, and the last one you can see we did was our long range test, but we're going to reset that, and we're going to call this HOU. Is that right? Yeah. And Valley. We're going to save that, and we are going to reset it. And so we're going to keep track of how far we go, how the battery drain is, and what things you can anticipate. We've brought our charger, our cable, and all of our connectors because we don't know what type of connector we'll have when we're down there. So we are off to work for a couple hours this morning, get everything situated, and then we are headed down to Huza Valley. So let's go. And okay, so we're on our way to work, and I thought I'd fill you in a little bit. If you're new to the channel, we appreciate you subscribing and following along. The purpose of our channel is to teach you how to set up the technology and what to be prepared for when you're driving on full self-drive. Our vehicle is a 2020 Model 3 long range all-wheel drive with full self-driving, and of course we have the 3.0 which came standard with this particular model. We are en route. She is in full control. She is changing and passing slower traffic and moving out of the passenger's lane just as she was designed. And so we thought we'd give you a little bit of road here and see what she might incur and what to be prepared for when it is on full self-driving. Okay, so we're getting ready for our first interchange from highway to highway, and as you can see on here, she's telling us that we need to get over a couple lanes. We've got a half mile actually till we get to 370, and then that will reset before our actual exit. And so she made that first change really well. A little bit about the settings that we're driving on today. We have it on average for our speed-based lane control. When I get into rush hour traffic like this, it's better to take it off of Mad Max, because you may be doing, I've got it set for 5 over the speed limit. So at 60 mile an hour speed limit, the cruise control sets at 65. And if we're driving along and all of a sudden the car in front of us slows down to 64, she's going to want to go around the car in front of us. But what that does is that puts us in harm's way of all of the crazies that are flying by us doing, you know, 80 miles an hour, and it'll put us over into the passing lane. But we really won't speed up much because our cruise control is set at 65. So by having it on average, it'll let her slow down a little bit before she'll make the lane change and prevent us from slowing down the faster traffic that wants to go around us. So we're getting into a little bit of rain here, which is okay. Even though we're going on a float trip, I'd rather get it out of its system now and have a much nicer time this week. Although the forecast is not looking great, but it's a vacation that's been planned for quite some time, and so we're on our way. Okay, so we are on the on-ramp, southbound 270. We'll see how she does here. This is a pretty steep one and pretty sharp. We'll see how she manages the speed. And she is doing just fine. She's already picked up the speed limit for the highway at 60 and has the cruise set to 65. Let's see how she merges as we get onto the road here. A little slow accelerating. And she put on her turn signal to exit this lane. And once she achieved the speed limit, she put her turn signal on and changed lanes. So that was all her from the top of the entrance ramp, and handled very well. If you're new to Tesla or new to our channel, one thing that you want to pay attention to is this blue steering wheel here. This lets you know that she is in control and she is driving the vehicle. Now this solid blue line here tells you she is on Navigate on autopilot, which means she will do everything that is needed to go from on-ramp to off-ramp, following the directions that you put into maps. Okay, so I thought I'd check out our charging here. We're at 218 watts per mile, and I wanted to see, because right now it's saying we have 80 miles left to go at 237 miles. That would basically give us 156 miles left on our mileage when we reach our destination. But let's check in on our energy. And right now we're projected to hit 246 instead of 236. So at this rate, we will actually add a few miles to the battery. But if we go down to 5, over the last 5 miles, we're only projected to hit 212. So as we came out of lunch and accelerated down the ramps and merged in the traffic and things like that, the last little bit of time here of mileage has actually been higher and is giving us a lower projected range. So if we take it back to here, where our average is going to be 242, which would give us another 7 miles on top of it. Our watts per hour is slowly creeping up. However, we haven't changed anything. We're still at 65. We're still on a fairly flat highway. We have a few hills here, but we're watching this as it went from Okay, as you just saw, we got off the highway, off of Highway 55, and we are in Cuba. And I wanted to bring you back into this point because this is a very interesting path. We have one turn all the way through the city of Cuba out to Huzal Valley. The only time I had to intervene and take her off autopilot was when I got off of the highway making the left-hand turn. As we all know, there's no programming for making the left turns in city streets and things of that nature. But this is a unique path. Basically, we're going to stay on the same street all the way through Cuba, the best of my recollection. And we're going to utilize the stoplight and stop sign software that has been installed in its beta version. So sit back and watch as we go through Cuba and head our way out to Huzal Valley. As you've noticed, as we came off the highway, we traded in our solid blue line for double blue lines, which means we've come off of Navigate on Autopilot and are simply on autopilot. We lose our ability to follow directions in maps, and we lose the ability to change lanes, as well as a few other things. She will keep the distance from the car in front of her. She will come to a complete stop at red lights. And if she's following a vehicle like we are here with the truck, if the truck goes through the intersection when the light is green, then we will be able to follow her through. So welcome to Real Life Tesla. We are at Huzal Valley Resort out in no man's land, and we are completely shut off from civilization back here in the back. We have no cell phone service, we have no phones, we have nothing but some cabins and a beautiful Huzal Creek that we are going to float many times. We are here with our in-laws. They're celebrating 49 years of bliss, and they've invited the family down, and we are taking advantage of their hospitality and enjoying a little bit of R&R. They have put us up into what they call the Huzal Hilton, and they have a cabin right across the way from us, and it is actually a beautiful day today. We've had some serious rain last night, and we're enjoying ourselves today. We're going to jump on some tubes, catch a little bit of the river, and have a great time. During this week, we're going to show you some of the ways that you can survive when you're off the grid in an electric car. So we're going to look at some of the different types of charging opportunities here. There is no Tesla chargers, there is no third-party chargers. There are just a variety of outlets in the different campsites, and we're going to take a look at those. So stay tuned and we'll show you how you can survive off the grid. Okay, so we're just checking in with you. We are at Huzaw Valley, and a couple things I wanted to point out was when I look at my phone, it shows updated yesterday. I was driving and I had 256 miles left. So I'm assuming that that was at a point where we lost internet access. And it does not give me any updates, gives me a warning signal. And I cannot get it to update because we have no Wi-Fi service while we're out here in the wild. When I look at my watch, you can see the last check it had was at 151 miles left on the battery. And a great watch app, I love it. I'll have to do another video on that later on. As you can see, I'm having a hard time connecting to the car because I have no Wi-Fi service here whatsoever. So if I go into the app does let me unlock the door through the app, but it doesn't seem to update with the software that's in the car. So I'm really confused on where my mileage was when we got here. Either way, even at 151, if that was the last mileage that I had on here, you can see now that I'm at 130 miles. Now we got here yesterday, about 130, 145, and if we were at 151, that means we've lost almost 20 miles off in one day of sitting still here. Now yesterday we had a lot of storms and it rained really hard, but it was hot. And today has not been near as hot, but my brother-in-law did say every time he'd go by the car that he would hear the car running, which means the air conditioning system was kicking in, and it was using the air conditioning system to keep the car cool. Now I am kind of curious here. If I look at my last 5 miles, it's got a big deep spike, which means it hasn't used much, but then it kicked on quite a bit. Now this might have been me moving the car over to a different parking spot this afternoon, because we're going to actually plug it in. Okay, checking back in with you. I've got the charger plugged into the outlet inside our hotel room, and as you can see, we are getting 4 miles per hour, 113 volts, which is good, a lot better than what I thought I was going to get from the room. So as you can see here, we checked in earlier and we were down to 130, so we lost another 3 miles in the last 4 hours. So hopefully we will add a little bit of mileage back tonight. We'll add a little bit of mileage tomorrow, and we'll see where we're at when we need to depart on Friday to go home. Okay, so here's our setup. We have an outlet in our room next to our bed. I have an extra long 50 foot. It's a 12 gauge extension cord, and coming outside you can see that we were able to park the car right next to our room. We had a heavy downpour last night. It's been charging since 5 o'clock yesterday. We're going to take a look and see just how the battery's done. So my extension cord came down out of the room, and I was able to put the power unit converter underneath the building, so it stayed nice and dry. So the only thing that was out was my cable. So let's take a look and see what's been happening on the inside. So we've been getting 4 miles, and we've had it on charge for the last 17 hours since 5 o'clock last night. It's 10:19 now. So we've actually increased, it says 65 miles since this charge, and we have done it twice now. The first night we were able to put it on charge for about 6 hours, and she is slowly creeping back up. So it is an opportunity for you to use the outlet in your room to give you a trickle charge, and when you're off doing other things, it's not a bad way to slowly increase your battery and give you some charge in order to get home. So we are going to take a look at some of the other ways that you can charge. Okay, so here we're going to take a look at a full site. This is power and water set up for an RV, and how it could be beneficial for you as an electric vehicle owner, and how your charging would take place. So let's get out and take a look. So when you get your Tesla, you get a 110 adapter for your cord, and you're able to charge through a 110, and that's what we've been charging while we're here. This will give us about 4 miles per hour through a 110 outlet. When we purchased our Tesla, we also picked up a NEMA 1450, and this is what we use to charge at home. We have a 60 amp circuit. However, our cable that comes with the Tesla gives us a max charging of 31 miles per hour. If we upgraded it to the Tesla charger, it would give us 41 miles, 42 miles roughly of charge per hour. We've never had a shortage of charge at night while we're at home, so we've never seen a need for the original Tesla charger, the wall charger that you can pick up for $500. So as we're looking here, we want to see what our options are as an outlet. And so as you can see in here, they give you a 50 amp circuit, and you get a 110, and it looks like you also have a NEMA 1450. So if I hold this with one hand, you can see the plug here would simply plug right in there, and you would have 31 miles of charge at night. So renting a outlet or a full service plug could benefit you in your charging, and you would actually only have to calculate one way of charge from your home to your campsite. So a great opportunity not to be afraid to take off and go out into no man's land if you're in a nice, well-maintained campsite like this that offers full charge for RVs. And you can see there's a few. It is Thursday. We are in the middle of the week. They did say last weekend they were packed. But let's take a look and see what a tent site with utilities would give us. So I thought I'd check in with you in between our rapids here on our float trip, and let you know how much I appreciate you subscribing to our channel and joining us along our journey. We bought our Tesla back in March, and before we actually took delivery, we had a couple of channels that we subscribed to that taught us an awful lot, and I'd like to give a shout out to them. Cody at CF Tesla and Chris over at Dirty Tesla. Both taught a little bit of different things, just as we do a little bit different from them. And so if you're thinking about a Tesla, or if you enjoy Teslas, it's good to subscribe to more than one channel, and you will learn a lot about your car, about what it can do, the safety features, how to set up your car, which is what we try to do, teach you how to set up your car so that the technology works for you. On this trip here, we're getting away with our family and finding different ways to charge. We charged our Tesla to 100% when we left, simply because we didn't know what our charging opportunities were going to be here. We knew that we were going to be in a little motel type room, and that the best we would have would be a 110 outlet. If we were really going camping, which we're going to show you in another video, we have a mattress ordered for the back of the car. We're going to be going camping overnight at Montauk Park, do a little fishing, and demonstrate the mattress that we're going to have, and if it might be something that would be good for you. If you're an outdoors person, it's sure nice to sleep in the car. It's quiet. You don't have other campers waking you up in the middle of the night and things like that. So it's nice and comfortable. We're hoping that the mattress will do us well. So hopefully you've subscribed to our channel. If not, please subscribe and follow us in our journey as we try to show you tips and tricks to setting up your car, what you can do, and where to be leery on things that she's not yet programmed to do in the full self-drive. So we're glad you're here. Enjoy a little bit of the sunshine with us, and we'll catch back up to you when we get off the river. There we go. Now we got some music. Okay, so as we head out today, we'd like to do a recap on our week and some of the things that we've learned and some of the things that help prepare you that you may be able to go camping in your car, go out into what we call off-grid, where there is no third-party chargers or no Tesla chargers. And as we went down to the Huzaw Valley Resort, there was nothing around. We did talk with the owner about maybe him possibly installing some chargers that we could advertise then, and it would help his business quite a bit, especially in the electric vehicle world. If you're going to go to a campsite, you can call ahead and find out if they have campsites with power for NEMA 1450 outlets or just 110 outlets. A lot of times campsites will have a 110 outlet. However, if you remember in this video, we were going to go searching for some, and they did not have any tent sites that had power whatsoever. So the only power they had was on their RV sites, which you can park your car and sleep there. You'll just be amidst all of the other campers. If you had the NEMA 1450, that gives you 31 miles. You can cover your camp mode overnight. Plus, the last morning, you'll have enough charge to make your way home and give you a full charge so that you can make it back. If you're on a 110 charger, you just have to remember, if you plug it in at 6 at night and you unplug it at 8 in the morning, at 4 miles per hour, that's giving you about 56 miles. Even at 24 hours of charging, you're still looking at about 96 miles a day that you can recharge your battery. In our case, we were there for 4 days. We were able to recharge our battery full simply by leaving it plugged in and playing on the water and the river and the campsites and all of those kinds of things. So it was a great opportunity for us to go distance from the house in an area where there was no chargers and have a great time, not worry about having enough charge to get home, and not having any of the range anxiety that they talk about. So if you do a little homework, do a little pre-planning, you can find a campsite with power on it. My recommendation would be for finding one that has the NEMA 1450, and that's going to be on pretty much all of your RV sites. So hopefully this helps you. Hopefully you enjoyed some of the driving along the way and some of the scenery. We had a great time this week. Even though it rained almost every day on us at some point in time, it was nice to get away, not have to pack up a whole tent and everything else, and still be able to go do some camping in an electric vehicle. Stay tuned. Our next video is going to be camping and the actual back of the car. We've purchased a mattress system for the back. We'll unveil that next week in our new video. We're going to run down to Montauk State Park, do some trout fishing, and demonstrate the mattress system that goes in the back. It works out well. I know you'll like it, especially if you're one who wants to jet away for a day or two and do a little fishing. Great way not to have to pack up the car with all of the camping items that you would normally need. So I will leave it here. Hopefully we'll see you next time. If you learned something, you liked it, please subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share it. Share the message with others so that we can build our numbers. We'll be able to get more videos out and help others in their quest to enjoy life in an electric vehicle. So thanks for watching Real Life Tesla. We'll see you on down the road.